Three campaigners for women's rights in the developing world have won the 2011 Nobel Peace Prize. The winners, announced a short time ago, are Liberian President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, her compatriot Leymah Gbowee, and Yemen's Arab Spring activist Tawakkul Karman. The Nobel Prize jury says they won for their efforts to bring peace and democracy to their struggling countries. Karen Barlow reports.
This year's Nobel Peace Prize is being awarded three ways, but the common thread is women in the developing world.
Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Leymah Gbowee and Tawakkul Karman, for their non-violent struggle for the safety of women and for women's rights to full participation in peace-building work.
Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is Africa's first democratically elected female leader. When she took power in 2005, Liberia was traumatised and spent by 14 years of civil war.
Since her inauguration in 2006, she has contributed to securing peace in Liberia, to promoting economic and social development, and to strengthening the position of women.
I represent the aspirations and expectations of Liberian, African women, maybe women all over the world, and therefore the pressure is on me to make sure that I succeed.
The Nobel Peace Prize jury says President Sirleaf's rise to power would not have been possible without fellow Liberian Leymah Gbowee. She defied warlords and organised women across ethnic and religious divides. One major act was to organise a sex strike.
She has worked to enhance the influence of women in West Africa during and after war.
The Arab Spring is represented by Yemeni blogger Tawakkul Karman. The 32-year-old is one of the first Yemeni people to make a stand for democracy. Her efforts included several stints in prison.
Because Tawakkul Karman showed the courage long before the revolution started. Many years before, she stood up against one of the most authoritarian and autocratic regimes in the world.
Tawakkul Karman says the award is a victory for Yemen and all Arab Spring revolutions. The representation of the Arab Spring was a must for the Nobel Peace Prize committee.
This is the most important issue in all of the Arab world, namely the oppression of women. Therefore, we are giving the signal that if one is to succeed with these efforts to make democracy, one has to include the women and not set them aside.
Only 12 women have won the Peace Prize before. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf faces a presidential election next week. The Nobel Peace Prize committee says it's not meddling in domestic affairs and could not delay the announcement. Karen Barlow, Lateline.